Hi, welcome here. In this video, I played against one of the most trash-talking chess.com bots that they have ever had in their platform. This video will be great for you if you struggle to understand why certain moves are not great in the openings, or if you struggle to create an advantage out of the opening if your opponent doesn't apply the opening principles. And now let's see how the game went. Our first bot will be Oscar. He's a huge trash talker. Yesterday I played him and wow, yeah, big trash talking was going on. So Oscar is Duolingo's self-appointed culture expert who is well versed in fine wine, literature, and obscure chess terminology. By chat, I will try to explain all my moves and just to have some education in this stream also, but it's also fun. I hope you will see what he says also, because he trash talks in a funny way. So let's get started. I will play him with random colors. Okay, well, that means I will be white and challenge mode, so I cannot take anything back. So let's get started. Play. Oscar is only 200 rated. Yes. But yesterday he played like a 1500 rated. He played like a 1500 rated the first 50 moves and then started playing like a 200 rated. Your friends are going to be jealous when they hear you had the chance to lose to me. All right, dear Oscar, prove your knowledge. Okay, so let's see. We will play e4. Of course, we want to control the center first, and e4 is an excellent choice. If you want, after this game, I will sign the board for you. I should warn you that I own 147 books on chess, and I have read over 2 of them. Nice, just like me. I also own around 150 books, including PDFs and real books. So, yeah, okay, c5, he goes for the Sicilian. Well, against the Sicilian, I most of the time play knight f3, controlling the center again, bringing the pieces closer to the center. He plays e6. Oh, awesome. The Louis chessmen at the British Museum, those are actually mine. I just lent them to the museum because I have too many sets around the house. I don't believe you become great at chess by playing games. Some of us are just naturally gifted. Okay, so e6. He plays e6. I will go with b3. That's what I normally play, b3. But maybe, okay, I will just play d4 for you because that's, I think, what most people play. I learned b3, which is interesting because you put a bishop there and it looks like a passive Sicilian, but actually that bishop will be a killer bishop later. And it's surprising how many people don't know the theory in that line. You don't normally see such openings. So let's see the b3. Don't want to give away my theory though. Anyways, I'm about to change it though. Not because it's bad, but I have been playing it for a very long time and it's very easy to prepare against me nowadays. So I want to play something new in the future. But it's actually quite nice. Okay, knight c6, very natural move. Chess world champion Magnus Carlsen and I are such close friends that we own matching friendship bracelets. Oh. Did I mention that Grandmaster Gary Kasparov was my roommate in college? So I will put that there to control this diagonal. a6 I think is unnecessary, although it's a possible move. He didn't have to do that. Once you inevitably concede defeat, I will show you how to properly play a bishop. I don't believe in psychology. I believe in good moves. Whoa. Could you explain the theory? Yes, well, the theory is that we don't we don't play d4 immediately. It depends how we will play d4, depending on how the opponent responds. If we might play d4 later, or maybe not, because sometimes you can also play d3, but in that case we will put the bishop here. If I remember well, the move will be g3 because we want to find a spot for this bishop. If I remember the theory well. We can't really bring it to c4 because there will be b5 and that's quite annoying. We don't want to bring it to d3 because there could be knight b4 and we don't want to give that bishop, I suppose. Plus it's a bit stupid looking with these pawns being there. But g3 could be good. Bishop e2 is fine too. I mean, we do develop the bishop, but keep in mind we develop our pieces, so they will be more useful. Is the bishop much more useful on e2? I can't say it is. I want to put the bishop there so it makes more sense on the other main diagonal. It might be a little bit slow. And it is a bit slow, but our opponent didn't play the fastest way possible either. They pushed 3 pawns, so should be fine. Okay, g3. What is this f5? This f5 is not... It doesn't look like such a great move, especially in the Sicilian. We normally don't want to push the f-pawn in the opening because it does weaken this diagonal, plus the other one also. And we normally really don't want to push this, especially here in the Sicilian when it makes no sense. Black should focus on the development and while pushing 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns out of 5 moves doesn't look like a great strategy. But okay, in this opening I am not the one who get to talk because I also pushed 3 pawns. At first glance, I consider taking. We are out of theory, by the way. Well, as it was expected. Oh wait, I didn't read what he said. I would have moved a different pawn, but that's just part of my brilliance. Be careful. A player surprised is half beaten. I don't 100% agree with that statement, but yes. Yes, in a way, yes. Well, at first glance, I think maybe we could take there, f5 takes, because this would be very weak, but also we would open the e file, and my king is still there. And I'm not sure I want to exchange queens. I also consider pushing this pawn, which could be a very nice pawn, being over there, controlling these 2 squares. So my opponent would have difficulties developing the knight, and plus it would be a little bit harder to play d5 because I would just play en passant, and then these pawns don't look the greatest. I also don't want to defend it because that's just too passive in my opinion. Of course, I don't want to move the bishop there because then the pawn would be just hanging. Knight c3, I don't think that's an option because pawn takes and a knight will capture on e4 and then d5 comes with a tempo, although we could continue on g5, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm not 100... I don't like it that much. I like e5. Let's play that, e5. Plus, we also open the diagonal for this bishop. Okay, bishop e7. That takes the square away from the knight. Plus, if in the future Oscar wants to play d5 and we capture, probably he will want to recapture with the bishop. He will lose tempo because he played 1 and 2 moves in the future. Also, if he ever wants to play d5, the diagonal opens up and we will be very happy with this bishop. Plus, now I think we should continue with bishop g2, a natural move. We don't need to play d4 yet. Our king is still in the middle. I would recommend just finishing the development, castling, and then we think about d4 or maybe even d3. Maybe we will want to keep things close. We will see. That's why I don't want to engage with d4 or d3 yet, because I'm not sure which one I want to play. Though bishop g2 is for sure something I want to play. So let's just play bishop g2 for now. Wait, what did he say? Don't feel bad. Even the best players have to retreat against me. Churches can be breathtaking, but the way I play chess is even better. Indeed, Oscar's chess is breathtaking. Okay, b5. b5 is the move. I think I'm fine with that because this diagonal opens up for my other bishop too. and my bishops are much more crushing than his. Okay, there is nothing that black is threatening with this b5 move, so I would just continue with the plan. Remember, the objective of the opening is to control the center, develop your pieces, and put your king into safety. So we don't aim big right now. It's very unlikely we checkmate the king in the next 3-5 moves. So let's just continue the development. Once we castle, then we can start thinking about opening the files, because with our king being in the middle, I don't recommend opening the gates. It's like, you know, there is a castle and there is the king, just woke up, he's in his pajama, and then he says, okay, let's open the gates, even though the enemy is at the gates. You know, it's not necessarily in the favor of the king. If the king is hidden and he hid and the other pieces are ready for an open file, open gate, then we can open gates, right? Open files. I mean gates because I think it's easier to imagine, you know, when you are in a castle, because this is what's happening. If you imagine a castle, it's the same thing. You don't want to open the gates until your army is ready to attack, right? Because if everyone is just sleepy, yawning, in pajama, then you don't want to open the gates, right? Because the opponent can come in, the enemy can come in. It wouldn't be strategically a good decision. Okay, so wait, what did he say? Did you watch the Queen's Gambit? I didn't. If I want to watch an amateur play for an hour, I can watch one of your games. My best friend, Vishy Anand, tells me I am the best pawn pusher he has ever seen. Alright, Mr. Oscar. Okay, let's castle. Michelangelo could have carved David from a single block of stone in the time this game is taking. I could have flown to Carrara and hand-selected the marble for my next chess set in the time this game is taking. Okay, so he played h5. This looks like a very suspicious move, chat. I don't believe in h5. I really don't believe in h5. He wants to play h4, but yes, okay, this rook could come to the game. But this is what Oscar is doing wrong. His king is still in the middle and we need to bomb this king. Yes, the position is quite closed, but we need to find a way to crack it open. I'm thinking if I should play h4, because you often meet h5 with h4 or the other way around. When the opponent is with white and they play h4, you often meet them with h5. That's a common way to defend against these pawn pushes, but I'm not sure we need to do that. Maybe he will play with g5. He will play g5. We take bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Yes, queen takes. And then the queen will be very close to our king, and h4 will be even more crushing. So I'm not sure I want to do that, because he would have chances against our king. What I'm thinking about is, what if we play d4? We just ignore this h4 move. I mean, what is it threatening really? There is no need to be scared of this move yet, because the queen is plugged in. How can the queen join? All these two squares are controlled, even 3. It cannot come closer because there is a king blocking its way. And the queen is the best attacking piece. So if you don't bring the queen to an attack, what are you even thinking about, right? What are you even doing? This rook will be a bit uncomfortable once the h file opens up, but one rook cannot checkmate really, especially since I have a bishop, a knight near me. And there is no other attacker piece. It might look like the bishop is helping. Helping what? With what? These squares are still taken. Plus, even if you bring a bishop there, I will laugh. I will just take it with the pawn. You bring a bishop there to do what? I'm not that scared of this h4 pawn push. What I'm more concerned about is opening the center. So I don't think we should do anything here. We should play d4, because that would also open up the diagonal for this bishop, especially if pawn captures, the knight captures, and there is a nice pin over there. It's not great that he is pushing so many pawns. He pushed 6 pawns and we are at move 8. That's ridiculous. This king is still in the middle. So yes, let's open it up. Okay, what is this knight even doing there? There is no piece that can support the c2 capture. This knight is threatening nothing. If I was really bored, I could even kick it, but I'm not that bored, because probably the knight will continue to d5, but then c4 will come with a tempo. So maybe I actually don't mind that. Now, chat, we need to, let's think. We have an open diagonal here, and we have a discovery with our knight. That means we have a joker move with this knight. Joker move, I call moves joker moves, where I can just move a piece away freely without having to worry about its destination. Because if I moved it to g5, you would maybe call me crazy because bishop can capture on g5, but I can take the a8. That's why it's and then I win material, right? Because I win an exchange. And that's why it's a joker move, because I could move this knight anywhere. I'm not sure it really makes sense to move this away right now, because I don't have anything that forcing yet. So maybe I will just want to keep it there. For now, if I consider the move, that would be knight h4, threatening to come into g6, because then this rook will have to move away, and then maybe I can capture this bishop. And the king would never castle ever again. And without this bishop, the position would collapse, because keep it in mind, if we look at black's pawn structure, there are only two pawns on a dark square. That means the light squares are incredibly, the dark squares will be incredibly weak if this bishop disappears, right? Because the pawns won't be defending the dark squares anymore. Therefore, we can go in there. We have an invitation. So actually, this actually might make sense. Actually, maybe really a3, not because I'm just bored and I don't have any other moves to play, but if this knight moves away, I could keep attacking. I want to crack the center because the king is here, right? The king is still in the middle, and that's my target. That could be one of my targets, and if I open the center or I cause some trouble there, it could be in danger. So this is another candidate idea I'm thinking about, and if the knight moves back, I'm thinking about d5 instead of capturing there. To be honest, I like both. I think we are so winning at this point, both could be good. Sometimes, when you are winning so much that it doesn't matter which idea you pick. Yeah, maybe the computer will tell you, yeah, one idea is worse than the other. But okay, what is the difference between +10 and a +8 idea? It's the same thing. Okay, not, but come on. If you pick the +8 because you feel better with that, with the +8 idea, then go with the +8 idea. Yeah, so the bot says, what do you think it would take to get my own wing at the Chess Hall of Fame? Did I mention that I spend my summers on Magnus Carlsen's catamaran? It doesn't show, Mr. Oscar. To be honest, I might go with this plan. Only thing is, what if I bring this here? Bishop takes, then I take the rook, and then the bishop retreats. It might not be a bad idea to remove this bishop also, but then the knight develops. Because let's not forget, now this knight is stuck. And if we capture the bishop through this way, and the knight recaptures, let's say, the knight develops. Although the pieces won't be so much in harmony anymore, but I think I like the a3 plan better. It's just more pew-pewing. Because we will just start pushing these pawns, or worst case, these ones, and that should be okay. Yeah, I play a3 because I want this knight to move away, so my next pawn push can come with a tempo. Yes, so I like a3. Later we will analyze the game and see. Okay, so the knight went back. Now my next move would be d5. Now knight h4 doesn't work anymore because bishop could simply take. We cannot take the rook anymore. So I would consider playing d5 now, because if pawn takes, then the knight could just come in. And now Oscar needs to decide what to do next. Maybe we could even push this pawn into d6. We will see. We will see which one we prefer. We either take or we push. We will see. There is an old French adage. You cannot play at chess if you are kind-hearted. And that move was not kind-hearted. This move is so obvious that I could see it playing blindfold chess. So let's play d5. I think that's kind of only move. I don't want to continue with the development yet because I'm not sure where I want to put this knight or if I ever need this knight actually. Because this just makes more sense. My opponent is also not so well developed, so that's why I want to play fast and open the position as fast as I can, because then I will have more insights on where to put this knight. Because I could put it here, but where will it continue? Here or here? I could put it to c3, but to do what? It might close the bishop's diagonal, so that's why I don't like it. I will go with d5. Don't be afraid to move your biggest pieces. If you want, I can give you some pointers after I beat you. Hold on. I have got a phone call from Vishy. You know him? Vishy Anand? He used to be world champion. So, yeah, we are attacking the knight and we are attacking this bishop also. Which one should we take? Well, I'm thinking we take, and then we take here. Or to be honest, we could even capture there. Play h4 with the tempo, so Oscar won't play h4 and then take here. We will see. Actually, to be honest, we will want to simplify the position when we have material advantage, and we will have material advantage now. Being a piece up should be enough to win the game. Yeah, let's do that. I like it. We take. While getting captured is still less painful than what? Jousting, what's that? Norway and Russia may have produced chess champions, but my house is next if I have my way. Okay, so I suppose we can just take this. I'm not... do we want to take with the knight? I'm a bit hesitant to take with the knight because I don't see how we will continue. I actually want to take with the queen. Because if I want to develop my knight, it should go there. It makes more sense than on d2, in my opinion. Yeah. Or we could even take with that one, so we open this diagonal for the bishop, in case it's needed. But that seems a bit way too passive, so queen it is. Let's get on with it. Otherwise, I will start to doubt your skill level. I usually win before I have to use my rooks, but it's good to get some practice in against an inferior opponent. Okay, so this rook move makes no sense at all. I think, well, we still have this one here. I'm very tempted to put a horsey in there, because it could do some pressure over there on e6 later once this pawn disappears. Plus we open up the diagonal for the bishop. I could develop also. Anything works here. I am a piece up. Almost anything works except for queen d5. But yeah, I would not capture with this pawn yet. So I think I will just put this horsey in there. I don't want to brag, but I have been called the greatest chess mind to come out of a popular language learning app. Catchy, right? Most of the people I play are in awe of how well I use my queen. Indeed. Very impressive, right? Let's capture there, because now that comes with the tempo. That's why we didn't capture there yet, because we keep our possibilities open. You know, it wasn't a threat before, but now it is a threat. So let's just capture. Comes with a check, and then we can capture the rook. Okay, check. Bishop captures. Pater sees a piece. Pater takes piece. Simple, even for me. Let's capture. Even a wood pusher would get this move. Okay, this move makes absolute no sense. If we play another game, maybe I will consider going a little easier on you. What a trash talker. Okay, so now let's see how we can finish the king off. This move made no sense. The knight is stuck. Maybe now I will develop this knight. The bishop can come back anytime. I don't need to move it yet. I could give this check, which could make sense also. I have so many good moves. I can't even count them anymore. I guess we could continue developing here, so we could bring our other rook here. Now finally Horsey joins the game, and let's see what Oscar does. Bishop d7. Wow, nice repetition. Did you know that the knight got its name because Europeans wanted the chess piece to resemble the royal court? I bet you didn't. When IBM was naming its chess supercomputer, they wanted to call it Deep Oscar. But I said I didn't want the fame. Alright, so bringing this rook here makes sense. Again, we bring the last piece into the game. Poor rook wasn't playing yet, so we just bring it here. This is an open file, so we will want to double up over there. Did you know that rooks haven't always been castles? They were originally chariot. Ah, nice. Okay, h4. There is nothing to worry about. The queen cannot make it to the h file, and this is just an empty threat. We have to keep eye out for this h file, but not really. This queen cannot really make it to the h file. Okay, so let's see what we can do here, how we can continue. I'm thinking about actually how we could go in. Let's see. I'm even thinking about bringing a queen in, and you could scream, Frushi, don't do it because the knight is hanging. Yes, but then we can capture on d7 and we could be at the king immediately. And our queen would be very threatening over there. At this point, if they take, we could recapture with the f-pawn also and bring a rook to f2 if we are really scared. Probably that wouldn't be a bad idea. And offering a queen exchange again is not a bad idea because we want to simplify the position. We are a piece up, so let's go there. Queen d6. I could describe that queen move as Oscar-esque. I was hoping the queen would come with some corgis. Okay, queen captured. I wouldn't take with the pawn because then the knight could get out, and I really like this open file for my rook. Now this h file, even if the h file opens up, it's absolutely nothing. So rook takes. I prefer my rook in there rather than my pawn. Because it's an open file, right? Next move could be this. I thought I would give you a break and let you make a simple move. This would be a very natural move, doubling up on the open file. Plus there is a pin over there and I don't see how dear Oscar will defend against this. So let's just do this. I could do this with the bishop too, but I prefer my rook because I intended to double up my rooks anyways. And I'm not sure the bishop wants to go to c6, although I could do it, but let's just bring the rooks over here. What do you think this is? Coffee house chess? As they say, it's always better to sacrifice your opponent's man. Okay, so if we come back here, pawn captured, I could pick which one to recapture with. They say it's better to capture towards the center if you can decide. Plus now there is no threat on the h2 anymore. We cannot get checkmated easily without with black not having a queen at all. We could recapture. We could also capture there first. We could also just give this check, capture the rook, and then capture the bishop. We don't have to recapture because we can just capture the spaces. And actually, I think that makes more sense because, yeah, okay, we lost the pawn, but who cares? At this point, who cares, right, chat? When we are in an equal position and we lose a pawn, we don't say who cares. But when we are up thousands of pieces, we don't have to care about the little ones that much anymore. But okay, take this with a bit with grain of salt. So knight f7, check. We captured there, which is funny because we will be threatening the knight and the bishop. So we can also capture that. Let's play knight f7. Check. I'm a language master on Duolingo, so I will give you this little victory. I like to think of myself as the Houdini of chess. So let's take this because this is a double attack. We could take the bishop. We have so many good moves, but we take the rook. One less piece for me just means the checkmate later will be even sweeter. You are making things too easy for me. Okay, now this came with a check, so we have to capture it. Of course, we capture it. We see if there are any threats, but with these pieces, it's impossible. So let's just take there. King takes. I hope your king enjoys his freedom while it lasts. The Queen of England wanted to knight me for being so accomplished at chess, but I thought that would be too ostentatious. So knight went to f6. We can't capture the bishop on d7, but good news is we can capture the knight, so we will do that. Okay, moves like that come to me automatically. I must be rubbing off on you. I don't want to take it, but I have to. Fine, alright. So we will capture this bishop now, because it's hanging, and we keep the king cornered over there. Okay. I watched 5 minutes of the candidates tournament match online this morning, so I feel like I know how to make up for this. It would be so much easier to think if we were playing with my antique chess set at home. There is mate into, but I'm curious what he has to say about us capturing the pawns. Let's do that fast. Just for the fun, I won't explain these moves. There is mate into rook goes there, and then the rook goes to d7. So rook d8, rook d7 is checkmate, but just for the fun, I am curious what he has to say. Because he seems like a funny guy. Let's teach him a lesson. Later I did win the game, but I kind of played with my food, which you shouldn't do if you are actually winning, so don't follow my example on this one. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye!